Hello, in this first video we are going to cover the iGEM Wiki user interface. Let's start from the very beginning. First, we should get to our team wiki. To do so, we will start from the annual iGEM competition homepage, which takes the form yearofcompetition.igem.org. Then, let's move to Teams, Team Wikis, and search for our team name in this list. In my case, that's my team. And finally, we get to our wiki. This, as you can see, is the default wiki style that iGEM provides us. It contains some information regarding wiki editing, which we covered in the last video, and also some tips and inspiration pages to look for ideas. It also contains a lateral menu containing the links to standard pages. As an example, I could go to team member, and I will reach to a team page. Alternatively, we could arrive to our page because all wiki pages from iGEM follow the same style. All start with the iGEM domain /team : our team name, and if there are any spaces, they are replaced by an underline. Let's start by logging in onto the iGEM webpage. I have to move on this bar and log in using my user and my password. And when I press login, I will log in. After that, I close that menu. And as you can see, after login, your name will appear here. To edit our wiki, you just have to move to Wiki Tools and click on Edit. By doing so, we access to the code of our wiki. You can see that in this case, the page is formatted as an HTML. We have here some specifications such as column size, the header, and some text. We can also see a link for an image and all the information written in HTML. We can also see that this page uses a template. To see the information contained on that template, you could go here, click on that page, and this will be the template which is using. In that case, this template contains the lateral menu bar. Using templates is very useful because there are some parts which can be used in multiple pages. As an example, using that template in each page will display this menu bar in all the pages of our wiki. Therefore, we will use templates for common things among pages such as the header, the navbar, or the footer. We'll explain that later on, but now let's see how we could introduce our project description over here. We could just start by typing a header like project description and typing here a project description. For this purpose, I just print hello world. And after that, I will introduce that divider over here, line divider. And now that we have introduced a modification, we could go to Show Preview. And we will see that now the page starts with project description and the hello world. You can see that as I formatted project description as a header, it takes the same format as Welcome to iGEM, and this hello world takes the format of normal text. But as here states, this is only a preview. So to make effective my modifications, I have to save the page, and I will see the project description over here. So that's the most simple way to do modifications. If I want to go back to a previous state, I just need to go to Wiki Tools, History, and here you can see all the modifications that this page has suffered from all the time. You can see that we've got here many modifications because we have already been editing this page and I restored it to the default iGEM wiki style for this video tutorial. So now I'm going to undo my introduction of project description. I can see here the changes. You can see that my latest revision contains a project description, hello world, and then I click on Save Page, and the page goes back to its default style. So this way, you can introduce simple modifications in your homepage. We can also introduce some more interesting elements to our wiki page. As we saw before, we can access wiki editing information by writing here resources, wiki editing help, or maybe better template documentation. And we could find here interesting information such as interesting unordered list. As an example, I could just copy that and introduce that unordered list here. And you can see that by doing so, I have this unordered list written on my page. I will go back to edit and introduce some other interesting elements such as a highlight class. You can see I could create that and write here some text. And you will see that we have created an orange box around a text. Finally, we could also introduce images using a standard HTML format, which uses img source and a link to the domain containing the file. But well, you can just use this default format, but I recommend you creating a whole different format to give a characteristic image to your project. Now I'm going to show how to introduce an image to our wiki. To start, let's move to a new tab and go to a special page called special.upload. Here we can find all information regarding how to upload pages. We just will choose our image. Remember that it must be a copyright-free image. And we have to write here the destination file name. It's really important that we use a destination file name which starts with the default format. This default format specifies the directory where to save that image. If I save an image on that directory, only the members of that team will be able to use that image in their wiki. Therefore, I will introduce that default format and write a name for my image and a brief description. Then, by going to Upload File, the image is saved on the iGEM server. We have to wait a little bit for that page to upload. After uploading the image, we get an error creating a thumbnail, but we can click here on Original File, and we will see that our image has successfully loaded onto the iGEM server. We can also see here file history. As an example, we could upload a new version of this file, and the image will be replaced in every place where we use that image. Then we are going to introduce that image onto our wiki. To do so, let's just go to our wiki page. Let's go to Edit. And let's introduce a reference written in HTML format to our image. We can see the link of our image going here. Let's take that link, paste it over there, and then let's go to Save Page. So this way we already find our image on our wiki. You can see that this image is not formatted. Therefore, we can introduce this page some format. To do so, let's go back to edit our wiki and then introduce some inline CSS. I could write here hate, and also this way I will obtain our image. Maybe it's a little bit smaller, but I've shown you how to introduce an image format onto the wiki page. Finally, let's remove that and move to another topic. As I said before, iGEM provides us already with different pages in our domain. As an example, we can access our theme page by using the right menu, and we can see that we have moved to the theme domain of our wiki. Here we get a brief description of what this page should contain, for example, pictures of your teammates, and also a small biography for each team member. iGEM creates these pages to standardize the format of our wiki. As stated in this information page, the subject form will contain the link to the page of our wiki used to detail the work our team has done in this aspect. We can find more information about the standardized page on the iGEM homepage. If we go here to judging and on pages for awards, we get here information which I recommend you reading it, and you can see that there are evaluated pages to fulfill the medal criteria. You can see, for example, that judges, when evaluating collaborations, they go to a page that has this format, team, example 2, /collaborations. The same for human practices, to improve a previous part or project, to demonstrate or to model. We have also some evaluated pages for special prizes, such as measurement, software tool, or hardware. There are also pages which are not tied to awards, like a theme, description, design, which all pages must contain. As this text over here states, the only page used to evaluate our project are those who delete that box. Therefore, when editing our project, we have to delete this from the code in order to make this page available for the iGEM judging committee. As an example, let's go to our wiki, and we could go to project model. Here we get this alert box. As stated here, judges use this page to judge our team for the medal criteria of modeling. If we want this page to be evaluated in our project, we must go to Edit and remove all this paragraph over here. Doing so, I do a preview, deletes that box, and after that, judges will evaluate this page in order to search for the modeling that our team has done. I don't want to save these changes, so I go back to editing and I just press cancel. Now I go back and I have this alert box right there. If I leave that this way, judges will not judge my project for its model. Therefore, it's really important that if we don't want our team to be judged for something, we must make sure that this box is present in our page. In addition, we can also add new pages to our wiki. To do so, you can read the MediaWiki documentation, but I will try to do a practical example. Let's go to edit our page, and let's just introduce a link to the page we want to create. I write here the page I want to create and add a brief description and then that link. I will go to Save Page, and here you can see that I've created a link. If we press that link, we'll go to our desired domain, and we get that there is no currently text in this page, but we can introduce text in this page by moving onto Create. That will create an empty page where we could type our HTML and save it. This way I could create new pages or introduce a page to contain CSS format or JavaScript. I will not save that. I will do cancel, and this page is not created, all right? Finally, let's get inspiration from other teams. iGEM encourages us to look for the source code of other teams and copy some elements that we like and adapt it to our project. Therefore, I'm going to show the page of the last year winners. Let's go to the home page, then search for the winners. Let's search for the Wiki award, Best Wiki. Our graduate is Argentinian. So we are going to that team's page. Pages always follow the same format. Remember, space must be substituted by an underlash. So this is the wiki for the Wiki Page Award winner from the 2017 iGEM teams. And to see its source code, we just need to go to Wiki Tools and view source. Here, you can see that you don't have the permission to edit this page, all right? Because you are not a team member of that team. But we can see here the source code and figure out how this team did the page. In this case, they start by using a series of templates. You can see that there's a menu. You can see that there's another template containing style, CSS, also a menu for the mobile, and also overview, CSS, more style, and more style over here. Finally, there are some customized styles for this page, which will mask the page while it is loading. And here we get all the HTML containing the structure of that page. It also contains some scripts that will unhide the page after it was loaded, and some more templates at the end. You can see that JavaScript is on the end of the page because it is recommended to facilitate the loading of the page. So, viewing the source, you will get an idea of how other teams edit their wiki and use different techniques to introduce CSS and JavaScript. And you can also see that style. They, for example, use Bootstrap CSS. And let's go to this template. Yeah, that's an empty page because it's just a template. But if we go again to view source, we'll get here the Bootstrap source, which is the default Bootstrap containing all the styles. We will talk about Bootstrap in another video, and we will also use that in our wiki.